Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Batman, my favorite character.
Chances never zoom.
Especially on this show. All right, kids, welcome back to another episode of We Are the Night, the
Batman podcast.
I am Phil, and joining me, as always, no matter what universe it is, she's always chaotic evil. It is.
First of all, it's chaotic neutral. Lilith Hellfire.
That's right, kids. This time we're going to cover a different kind of Batman. Flashpoint Batman from his original appearances and Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance 1, 2, and 3. Because, you know, when that Barry Allen and that Eobard Thawne get down anymore, man, everyone's affected.
Yeah. Damn Barry Allen.
Remember when Barry Allen had 2 live parents?
Barely at this point.
I'm talking right before Crisis. All right, so shall we jump into these? And again, kids, this was all during the original Flashpoint, right in 2011.
And you wanted to badmouth Brian Azzarello the other day, and I said no. See?
Okay. Did I? Okay. I can't remember.
You did.
I'm an old man.
I said we don't bash Brian Azzarello in this house.
Oh, we should. Oh my. I have issues. I probably have dementia and ADHD and everything else. I don't know what I'm saying.
Scroll back a couple of episodes. I think Frank Miller May really warped your mind, Phil. I'm so sorry.
I think it did. I was bad to begin with, but then all that Frank Miller.
Your mother's a whore. There we go. I mean, appropriately so, we can use that drink.
Oh!
Your mother's a whore.
Your mother's something. Whore. But we'll get there. Damn. Your whole family's crazy.
Your whole family can suck it.
All right,
That's
kids.
What Barry said.
Hey-o. All right, kids. So yes, Batman or Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance #1.
That's a mouthful.
Hey-o. From August 2011, because yes, kids, this whole damn Flashpoint event is what brought us into New 52. Ugh.
Yeah.
Can't break that coffee cup and expect to put it all back together the same way, all right?
Okay, Papa West from the Flash show.
No, it was no. It was Jake Garrick, wasn't it?
I think Papa West said it better. That's why I said what I said.
Okay, well, he probably sung it. So,
touche, good sir.
All right. Oh God, issue 1, Night of Vengeance, and as Lil said, writer Brian Azzarello, penciler and inker Eduardo Rizzo, colorist Patricia Mulvihill, letterer Clem Robbins. What?
Mulva?
Gipple.
We got a Rex Ogle, so you know.
Hey-o. Letterer Clem Robbins and editors Rex Ogle and Eddie Berganza. Thomas Wayne. Here we go. Thomas Wayne is at an appointment with a psychiatrist. However, he does not feel comfortable because his insurance company organized the appointment. Wayne convinces the psychiatrist to give him the approval and let him go. Were you getting like creepy vibes off him at this scene? I mean, we always get creepy vibes off Thomas Wayne, but I'm like, I was always like, first time I read this, I was like, is he gonna like hit on her or like
Yeah, there was definitely some
sexual tension?
kind of tension. I don't even think it was sexual.
Oh yeah, there's definitely tension, but in the elevator, Wayne encounters Oswald Cobblepot, his apparent partner.
I
Outside
don't know
the
what's going on.
I know. It's a whole new universe, kids. Outside the building, Wayne meets with Commissioner Gordon on the way to Harvey Dent's home, whose children have been kidnapped by the Joker. Wayne reflects about Gotham and its current situation. In Dent's house, the latter accuses the police force to be inefficient. Well,
he's not wrong.
I was going to say, you don't have to slap him in the face with the truth now, do you? Wayne leaves with Gordon, and the two talk before Wayne gets into the Batcave. There, Gordon informs him about a case of citizens kidnapped into the sewers. In the sewers, Batman encounters human remains and mutilated people just before being attacked by Killer Croc.
Wow, they went and dragged poor Killer Croc into this.
So many people altered in this history, and Croc is still just here being Croc.
You love to see it.
Oh yeah. It's like nobody else is being Croc. Croc is still business as usual.
He's the multiversal constant.
Pretty much.
He's the David Dashmalian of it all.
Nice. Oh, that's why I want him playing Croc. After a struggle during which Batman remembers the murder of his son by an armed robber.
Oh boy, here come the floating guilty heads. Oh boy.
Except this time it's the reverse. Instead of Bruce Wayne and the floating heads of guilt, this time it's Thomas Wayne and his son. The murder of his son by an armed robber while his face was submerged. Batman
face down in the dirt.
Oh, and that Gotham sewer water. Oh.
Yeah, no wonder he went crazy.
Oh. And this is like we paint this as like a worse version of Gotham than like
yeah, it's like I didn't think it could get any worse, but boy, was I wrong.
So how much dirtier can that water be?
It's like instantly you die.
It's like your face came 6 inches from the water. Oh, you got cancer.
Yeah.
Pretty much radioactive. Batman takes Croc's knife and stabs it in the Croc's face, killing him. Oh. That's kids. See, kids? Just when you thought Batman couldn't get crazier.
Leatherwing.
Oh my. Meanwhile, in an unknown location, the Joker has Dent's children, suggesting playing house until he shows up.
It looks a little different there.
A little more slender, don't you say? Well, see, he doesn't have a cane in this one, you know?
Bro, this is where it all starts, honestly. Like all that Batman Joker shipping. I'm pretty sure this is why.
Probably.
I can't really think of a time before this where it was like actually pretty prominent in the fandom. It was like sure you had like some fics and stuff, but like after this is where it's like, oh, it's pretty much canon. Batman and Joker want to bone each other.
Oh my! I thought you were going to say
Gordon's in a throuple, you know, like it's pretty.
I thought you were going to say this is what the point where we started doing all the multiple Batman and Jokers, you know, like the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
that too.
Yeah. Well, once again, there was so much going on here, going into New 52 and stuff. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this is probably the point where we really start shipping Batman and Joker.
We were busy boning.
I do like the twist on Oracle the most, I think, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Cause it's not Barbara. Yes, it's Selena. Yeah. And that's the thing.
They got these things out on time.
But yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we got this. We got 2 Green Lantern miniseries.
Honestly, Flashpoint event was a very well-oiled machine. I will give them that.
Well, I think they knew they had to bring this because again, this was the door opening the door to New 52, so
Yeah.
they wanted to put their best foot forward to be like, come try this new thing.
But I also think that it might have been too much to follow as well.
Yeah.
As opposed to the previous like Crisis that were like actually labeled like Crisis and stuff, you know?
There's so many miniseries and stuff. I mean, again, we got 2 Green Lantern miniseries, which Will and I will get to eventually.
You got a lot of ground to cover.
I mean, we're already at 2005 or so, and so I don't know. We go pretty quick, but there's gonna be a lot of. We're getting the books.
Yeah.
So no, I thought this. No, you were right. I shouldn't rip on Brian Azzarello.
I thought he did a really great job.
Yeah, he did. I thought the art was good too.
I'm a fan of a lot of his indie stuff. Not really. I'll be honest. Like his DC stuff's okay, but like his independent stuff is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is some of his best DC work ever.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's a lot of pathos. It's great pacing. The twists and turns, like everything, like to me, like it makes sense. You know what I mean?
and again, too. I mean, stuff like this is probably fun because it's like, oh hey, it's an
what if situation.
Yeah, it's an alternate universe. So basically, you can do whatever you want.
That is the biggest what if in DC, right? Like, what if Bruce died instead of his parents?
Oh yeah, because remember
and they finally fulfill that promise.
Oh yeah, because remember when we did those 0 hour issues? One of them was, oh yeah, what if he got killed and his parents survived? Yeah.
And so they were like, yeah, and people really liked it, and then they basically make this the thesis of the New 52, I guess, if you will.
I mean, I guess, and again,
I think the cartoon really sucked, though. I don't think they did it justice. Heyo.
And again, too, it's just like none of those.
You just can't. They should have made like a mini-series cartoon for it instead of like a 2-part, 2-hour movie or whatever it was.
Yeah, because it's like the comics, they can take months, and it's like and they have
it's the build up, it's the speculation, it's the theories.
And their animations, it's like I swear they don't even give them like an hour and a half. If you do 2 parts, it's a little longer. But I'm like, why aren't they making those at least like 2-hour movies or something?
Well, at least 90. I don't even think they touch 90 minutes.
No, they usually do like 70 some minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's not nowhere near enough.
Because clearly, especially like the stuff that we got before the Tomorrowverse, like right in between that Dini and Tomorrow, that whole era, where they were kind of did like a little bit of the anime style and all of that, experimenting. They had they had every right to do something like that. That Batman Bad Blood should have been 90 minutes.
Oh,
it was just too much backstory to cram, and that's why I feel like they just don't give stuff enough time.
And they always want to touch on like big ones, like they did like Death of Superman or something. It's like you need more time.
You literally need 4 movies for that.
Yeah. Need to do a Death, Reign of the Superman, Return.
You need to do Funeral for. I always thought that was a missed opportunity to do a whole like movie about Funeral for a Friend, because it's a lot of it really sets the tone about like what Superman means to that universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and it kind of makes sense that they didn't do it because they don't understand anymore the importance of Superman to the DC universe.
Oh no, definitely not.
Like you have to have hope, and that was the whole thing about like why the Flash in the Arrowverse, right, was the better show out of all of them, because it was hope. He had the most love in his life, the most believable love. On top of that, like the team wasn't always at each other's throats and stuff, like right.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's what we needed, like for one of the anniversaries, maybe do an episode of Unlimited Justice just on that Funeral for a Friend stuff.
I would love to.
I mean, we did the Death. I mean, we'll do that. And then someday I'll force Lilith to do Reign of the Superman.
I like Reign of the Superman. It's an interesting, like I said, in the moment, I really enjoyed all those books. But when I go back to it and you realize the things that happened in the comic book industry because of this, it is what leaves a bitter taste in my mouth.
Yes.
I think during the event, totally, I think everybody was into it, and then we started having that fallout, and that's why people don't really look back on that too fondly. I think
Yeah.
is what it is. But I think the concept and the execution was actually really great. It was really ambitious for the time. Yeah, I'd do it. If you want to grab Tyler, like I love talking
Yes.
Superman with Tyler, so yeah, totally. We can do that.
That taste is still in my mouth.
Oh, it really is. That's where we need to go. Like, I think that's where they really need to get back to for Superman, to get back on
Yes.
track, for him to be that shining beacon of hope in the DC universe
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh.
not down in the dirt with everybody else, I guess. Like, you know, he is married and he has a kid, and that's a huge step forward. But they have yet to really build the momentum off of that and really understand what that means for those characters.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But back to speaking of marriages.
All right, so should we get to issue 2?
I will say I'm not a fan of any of the covers. I will give you that.
I mean, the first one's not bad, but again, and like you look
The
at that.
Wayne Casino, no, that is not right.
I know. And then you got that. Then you got that horrible ad at the top there for the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, yeah,
That did not age well.
yeah. It's a running joke between Phil and myself that like I bought the it's like Green Lantern Rebirth. It was like, oh, the secret origin of your hero soon coming to the big screen. It was $1. Not even $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. It was $1.
But it's just so funny because it's like it was just a collection of the monthly comic, but meanwhile they had to slap Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern on the front.
And then he wrote a foreword. They gave us sneak peeks of the movie, and the sneak peek pictures did not look good. Was not appetizing. Honestly, I did not see that movie in theaters, so I knew how bad it was gonna be.
You could tell they had no idea. They thought, oh, this is gonna be so great.
Well, that's a Berlanti production.
I know.
Which is why I've always been so apprehensive about everything in the Arrowverse. Never forgive, never forget.
They thought we were running into a Green Lantern Renaissance, you know, and then they just thought they were.
Well, they did with the animated. The movie, however.
Oh yeah,
but the cartoon only got greenlit because of the movie. Because much like Batman, there always has to be a cartoon connected to whatever kind of movie thing is out to bring in the kids and the parents.
So I mean, I guess we could be thankful for that movie just because it gave us that animated series.
Yeah, that's the only thing to be thankful for.
Oh yeah. All right, Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance #2, September. September 2011. Oh God, the title Part 2.
Who is this? Frank Miller, Episode 2. Play the drop.
Your mother's a whore.
I'm getting there. I know you said the magic word.
Your mother's a whore.
We're gonna get there, kids. All right.
Up in the chat for Renee Montoya.
Oh, Bert. All right. So same creative team. Jim Gordon calls Oswald Cobblepot and asks about Thomas Wayne. Oswald replies that Thomas is not here, but Gordon says that Oracle has a lead on Joker. Oracle was a wheelchair-bound Selena Kyle. Oracle tells Gordon that the body of a man named John Randall was recently found in the river. How could you tell? There's probably so many floating there.
See, the mob does this thing, right?
It probably looks like a log jam in there.
Yeah. But like his eyes got torn out and put in his pockets. That's stuff that'll keep you up at night.
Yeah, no kidding.
First of all, who delivers? If you're delivering pizza to Arkham, you get everything you deserve. You should know better. I'm just saying.
Yes, can I get extra cheese, extra sausage, and a big helping of
sausage?
The Australian treat.
Sausage.
So
if you don't have a sausage emporium, are you really even a sausage king? Is all I'm saying.
Oh,
It's fine having a sausage fest.
Ray's like, I did nothing. Oh, so who's delivering pizza to Gotham?
I thought they were Boston Pizza owners.
Exactly. There's definitely a Boston Pizza in Gotham.
From Boston.
I thought they were Boston Pizza owners.
That was the running joke when me, Will, and Matt were podcasting together. It's like, There was Boston Pizza. There was a Boston Pizza closer to Will in Arkansas than there was to Matt, who actually lived in Boston.
I know.
I thought they were Boston Pizza owners.
Where's my Big Belly Burger franchise?
Out of the gooch.
Dear Warner Discovery Warner Bros. I don't know. Whoever you are, call me. I have ideas for merch and franchises. Call me.
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
So yeah, John Randall was found in the river. His eyes had been torn off and placed in his pockets. Also, his car was found at Bristol Township. Before he died, he was delivering a pizza to Arkham. Gordon goes to investigate and calls Thomas, telling him about what he found. Thomas offers to help, but Gordon declines and hangs up. Then he walks to a nearby mansion. Inside the mansion, the Joker puts duct tape in the children's mouths. Meanwhile, Batman goes to investigate in a bar, where the bartender, Renee Montoya, shows him a man named Ricky.
Ricky Bobby!
Renee tells Batman that Ricky ate a pizza the Joker brought and he lost his mind.
Yeah.
So, God, what was on that pizza?
Little LSD, a couple of shrooms.
Everyone loves cocaine.
He ordered extra mushrooms. He didn't know what kind of mushrooms. And then he straight up, nobody can know my secret, him, bro. Like,
no lie.
Jeez.
Choke that chicken!
Definitely. He snapped that poor guy's neck.
Knowing that there's nothing to help Ricky, Batman then euthanizes him by snapping his neck.
Choke that chicken!
As he leaves in the Batmobile, Batman calls Oracle for information. Oracle tells him that Gordon went to investigate in Wayne Manor.
This is crazy. The end of this issue, like, they are not effing around, man.
Oh yeah, this is probably the most shocking moment.
Yeah, this was so shocking when I read it.
Even all the Eobard stuff, yeah, this is probably the most shocking moment. Yeah.
At Wayne, Jeff Johns trying to outdo each other over here. What the hell?
At Wayne Manor, Gordon shoots what he believes to be the Joker, but it's one of the kidnapped children.
Damn, son.
That's dark. Yeah. Suddenly,
might as well put him in the recycler and have him crushed. What the? Yikes!
I know that was dark. That was dark.
What the F?
One of the only times I think we ever see a child get harmed. Well, that's not a Robin. Don't be a Bruce Wayne apologist.
Suddenly, the Joker slashes Gordon across the throat with a knife and uses his cell phone to transmit images of what happened. Batman arrives at the manor and angrily asks the Joker about what happened, calling the Joker Martha.
Why did he say that name, Phil?
Was that more shocking, or if he would have called the Joker Karen?
Oh, Vicky, what are you doing? Silver?
Talia!
I thought Kevin Smith killed you. Well, no, we expect that from Talia. How Damien even survived is a miracle, to be quite honest.
Oh, that would have been shocking.
Well, her father kind of made her do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been shocking in 2011 if it had been Silver, just because it's like, oh, wait a minute, Kevin Smith finished something within 2 years? What?
Bird. Well, yep, we hit Frank Miller, Bendis, and Smith. We did the trifecta today. We pulled a hat trick.
Your mother's a whore!
And a killer.
And crazy.
Your mother's a crazy whore.
That is the Frank Miller trifecta, isn't it?
Trifecta, suck it.
Our whole family can suck it.
All right, so thoughts on that shocking ending, Lilith Hellfire?
Holy fuck balls, man.
I know.
Like, I was like, what?
We went there.
I mean, whoa! I mean, wow! Like, just it's not even a chef's kiss. It's just they let you do that.
Well, again, alternate universe. They're just like,
Still,
I
that's
know.
insane.
And then it's a double slap to the readers where it's like, oh yeah, we were telling you all about Thomas Wayne's man pain, and Bruce is dead. You forgot about the mother, didn't you?
Yep. As you do. Which I think is an excellent commentary, to be quite honest.
Yeah. It's
A
like,
mother's
see,
grief.
it's like we talked about. Bruce got killed. What happened to Martha?
Well, and they only mentioned that Bruce died too, but so you just kind of assume because they both died, right, that it would have been Bruce and Martha that died, and Thomas lived, and that is the other twist to it, right?
Yep. It's like, yeah, what would have been worse? Had she died, or this fate where she goes nuts and becomes the Joker?
Being a Joker is a fate worse than death, in my personal opinion.
I mean, she's basically
depending on the interpretation of the Joker. This Joker, it's a fate worse than death as far as I'm concerned in this particular.
And you're the Joker in this messed up universe.
Yeah. Yeah, being a Flashpoint, that is a fate worse than death. I'm sorry. Like, this is messed up.
Well, again, that's the point. It's just like, yeah, this is a broken universe. Yeah.
Well, like, literally, when they said the world will always need a Batman, they were kind of right. Amanda was kind of right. I don't know that the world will always need a Wells, but we're always going to need a Batman.
And it's like, okay, if Batman and his whole supporting cast here survive, you might get wiped from existence by the Flash and Reverse Flash. And if that doesn't happen,
you got the Amazons and
there's a big war between the Atlanteans and the Amazons.
They're definitely going to blow up the Earth.
Yes. Oh, let's not even talk about that secret alien that's got unleashed, that's been locked down its whole life, and
yeah, it's a lot.
All right, so are we ready for part 3?
I mean, are we?
I don't know.
I mean, that cover is bleak.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this cover really sets the tone for this particular issue, like no other.
Batman and the Joker standing there over a child's chalk outline. Yes. Oh, no kidding. Rated for teen 12 plus.
Yeah, and they mean it this time.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. They give us a synopsis for issues 1 and 2, and then they'll give us a synopsis for issue 3.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
that ending really hit them.
They're like, we can't do this anymore. That was way too dark.
I can't go on.
I mean, I could barely go on. Like I said, it was super shocking for me at the time. And
I know.
Like I said, this is, they were in their Smallville wholesome era, and then boom, this happens. You're like, oh. This is tonal whiplash.
And I'm trying to remember. I mean, I guess I was thinking with New 52 and everything. I was kind of still naive. I was like, yeah, we'll never come back to Flashpoint Batman. Nope. It took him a few years, but nope.
Yeah, I mean, well, not even a few, to be for real honest. They were like, oh, the merch sold so well for this.
I mean, it took him at least 5. It took him 5 years, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think once Tom King jumps on Batman, it's like,
yeah.
Well, again, New 52 kind of slowed everything down.
Well, I mean, as it should have, I guess.
But I'm just saying, yeah, Flashpoint Batman probably would have showed up a lot quicker if it hadn't been for New 52 rebooting everything. Although, for some reason, our 2 most popular books at the moment, anything Batman and anything Green Lantern, really didn't get rebooted
that
too much.
Flashpoint Dead Men and the Flying Graysons was pretty good.
Yes.
And that was with the covers by Cliff, friend of the show, Cliff Chang.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm
looking. There's not really another synopsis that I can find.
Friend of the show, Cliff Chang.
This is Cliff Chang, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
remember really liking the Flashpoint stuff. Like, I didn't even feel like it was overdone at the time because literally they had everything. They had the Green Arrow Industries, that one shot. They had
Yes.
that Wonder Woman and the Furies one was really good. Because that kind of covers like what happened in Europe or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they also have the Frankenstein for no reason, as far Jeff Lemire just being Jeff Lemire at that point.
Citizen Cold.
Oh yeah, that was really good. And Secret 7 was really good too.
Deathstroke. Oh, Emperor Aquaman.
Abin Sur.
Oh yeah, I had said you got 2 Green Lantern ones because you had the Abin Sur and then you had Hal Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
The Kid Flash Lost.
Oh yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
But I really like the Flying Graces. I think that was kind of one of my favorites.
What about one of your favorite characters, Lois Lane in the Resistance?
Yes, that was good too. Dang it, I wonder why they didn't. This is kind of weird that they didn't.
What?
We don't have
The
another synopsis.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
like
know.
pulling it up, but nothing else is coming up.
Hell.
Hell, yeah, that's a bad situation.
All right, I have a Sophie's Choice here for you. All right, if you can go back in time and change it, would you rather? You can only do one of the two. You can either go what we already had with start the new 52 exactly as we had it, or we just go forward with this Flashpoint universe as the main DC universe.
You know what? I'd have loved to go forward with this as the main DC universe.
The Flashpoint one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you really want to like break the? Yeah, you really want to do something different? Yeah, do this universe.
This would have been a literal whole counter revolution to what Marvel was doing at the time.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think they were too afraid, like, to make this the main universe. Like, you could tell some people really wanted to, and they really reveled in it. And they like I said, all the one shots, like, it's very rare. Like, I'll say, like, the last one that I really can agree with were like all the one shots in the main book and everything was perfect was King in Black, right? Specifically for Marvel, that was like the best crossover they've ever done. They'll never be able to top it. They need to stop while they're ahead. And then Flashpoint for DC. I think that was the last like really cohesive, big, grand idea that actually worked on every single level.
Yeah. And again, it's like, New 52, they basically just Heroes Reborn to the whole DC universe. And it's like, had they gone forward with the Flashpoint universe, it would have been like, yeah, you need to come read this because you have nobody looks like they did, last month,
Exactly.
There's a new Batman.
I think they were really super afraid though. Like I said, this is very much tonal whiplash of the time. Like I said, everything like from Superman Returns and Small, everything is still super wholesome pretty much. This is like super shocking and like you just never thought you would see it. And
I know, but I mean, just think you have a new Batman. It's like nobody knows who Superman is and doesn't trust him. It would have been a completely different take.
I totally agree.
Again, I mean, hindsight have been better New 52, but
and like I said, some things as surprisingly really great things came out of New 52. It just wasn't the Trinity. The Trinity got so damaged, and that's our foundation. So
exactly, like I said, especially Superman.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just walk through 3.
Yeah, let's just walk through 3. I have it open. Let's do it.
Yeah, I got it open. So yeah, Batman shows up. Sees one of the kids dead. It's like, you monster.
Well, duh.
I know. But yes, as he sees like this,
it's like dead dove don't open. Dead dove inside don't open. I don't know what I was expecting.
I know. But as he sees like this dying little girl, as he flashes back to the night of Bruce's murder, is basically trying to save Bruce because yes, he is a doctor, but basically saying, "Come on, Martha," and she's like, "This isn't happening." Basically she's losing it right now. She's losing it.
Yeah.
Basically tells her to go back to the theater, find the police, get an ambulance,
do something.
So I wonder.
Hysterical broad.
So yeah, like Thomas is trying to resuscitate him, keep him alive, but by the time Martha gets back with a cop, I guess Bruce is dead. So
yeah. Which is even worse, like the fact that he struggled and he was trying to say, well, like with Bruce, they were like literally instantly dead, you know?
Yeah, and again, too, he was like, what, 8? He couldn't have saved them even if he tried,
Yeah.
even if he knew like
Like
CPR
he's
and
a
stuff.
doctor and this is his family. And like, yeah, this just hits on so many different levels, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm cold, daddy. And I'm like, oh no, don't do this to me.
Lilith might have a human emotion. Oh, my God.
No, it's really like, it hits you on a different level than Bruce's parents dying, right? That's even though that's like his driving force, and we revisit those graves and we put a rose on the grave. Like they never, they show us in shadows a lot. Like you know what I mean? Like that actual death of his parents, with the exception maybe the Snyderverse, isn't like super explicit, right?
Yeah.
So
And again, your son dies, and then like the wife just the wife's psyche just shatters. It's she's gone, and replaces this monster.
yeah,
As
and
we
they
get,
get into that fight with
oh
the
yeah,
hammer.
hitting him with that hammer. Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm.
And then well, Martha has always been like it's kind of canon that the like Martha's family's a little crazy, right?
Well, yeah, in some of those versions, yeah, like she's related to the Arkhams, who we all know are
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
Or she has spent time, even if she's not, she
Mm,
has spent time in a mental institution, things like that.
yeah.
And I think this that when you have that in that context, it's like yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Well, wouldn't you get postpartum depression if you gave birth to vengeance?
Nice, nice.
Uh,
But
Oh,
yeah, but it's like
good
a
for
mother does
you.
probably take, she birthed that and it's gone in front of her face. Like yeah, it's a thing. And
oh
I
yeah.
think they really gave, even though it took till issue 3 to really get into her psyche, they really did give it like their respect and reverence and like thought outness. It wasn't just like a
Mhm.
gimmick. Like I enjoyed it a lot. Everything, like I said, it's very well thought out, and it
And I,
makes sense in the context of this world. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking, and you just can really feel the two spectrums of which how they're dealing with their grief, right?
yeah, and I do like the coloring and like the art in this, where it's like, wow, she's attacking, and we're getting those flashbacks, but like the flashbacks are in black and white,
Yep.
with, like some red thrown. But I do like that just visually.
Mhm.
But yeah, well, like Martha's not coming out of her bedroom. We see in the flashback, Thomas basically tracks down Joe Chill and kills him.
Yep. No matches Malone needed here.
Oh no. He literally beats him to death with his fists.
Giving him the old Peter Parker treatment.
Just
I still wonder how she came up with the costume, how we arrived at that, but
is it just the whole oh, I saw something on a playing card or something, or
yeah, like that's my one, like I don't know that Martha would have chosen this motif specifically.
yeah.
Cause like the bat, obviously, cause they still do have all that underneath the Wayne Manor and stuff. Like that whole thing can still happen. But like Martha is the Joker in that motif. I don't know.
Yeah, we see him before he goes to kill Joe Chill, saying he misses Bruce too, and he misses her smile. So when he gets back, she's not.
Well, I love that. That's that theory. It's like, well, if there ever was like an actual like canon female Joker that wasn't like Flashpoint Joker, her origin story would be like why she smiles so much is because men would catcall her and tell her to smile more.
Yeah, so she pulls a Heath Ledger, and yeah,
Yeah. No, seriously. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that. That would be actually kind of funny.
it's like, see, I'm smiling. Yeah, because that's when Thomas comes back and tells her he's dead. Like I murdered it. The murderer of our son.
Oh, and then I feel like this is also like when he's chasing her through like the woods or whatever. It's kind of a reference to the Killing Joke a little bit,
Oh yeah,
where they're running in the shadow and you kind of just there's just like sounds and stuff.
yeah. Because he basically throws them out the window, and yeah. Oh.
Like that ending page is crazy.
But when they hit the ground and she's like, what a failure you are, old man. It's just like,
Yeah. Rub that salt in that wound, baby girl.
and if this isn't like just like so like just meta commentary for any Batman. It's just like too angry to be self-aware.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Tell me about Bruce," and I'm like, "Oh, this is so freaking heartbreaking, bro."
I thought you might land on top for old time's sake.
Fetish.
Mm.
And then also those last pages where it's like protect our superheroes, the numbering stops here, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, then the whole thing, I mean, I guess he's already met Barry Allen, so it's like, she's like, she wants a world where he doesn't exist. He's like, well, I can do that. You won't exist either, but Bruce will survive.
Yeah.
He's basically that night we get killed instead of Bruce.
I think it's better that way, honestly.
I-
Bruce isn't nearly as crazy as his dad.
Oh no. Well, I love she goes nuts when Thomas says, "Oh, he follows." She's like, "Well, what was Bruce like?" And he's like, "Oh, he follows in his father's footsteps." She goes, "Is he a doctor?" And he's like, it's
No, he
basically
becomes
like,
Batman.
no.
It's like Supernatural where the mom's like, "Hey man, our kids shouldn't be hunters," and like she dies, he's like, "They become hunters." Like, oh, she is pissed.
But I mean, she wasn't nuts before, when she's like, "Oh, he becomes a doctor," and Thomas just like, "No," and she's like, "Oh God, no."
Yeah, that's the funniest thing.
But yeah, she runs away, and we see her fall into the cave, and basically, is she dead?
No, she's just stuck there. She's gonna starve to death. Oh, that was pretty far fall, and the way she didn't really land the best. So maybe
Because it looks
she's
like
bleeding out internally for sure.
because it looks like she squeaks out like a last. It's a bear. Oh no, she goes, "The world, it's a bear."
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she's trying to say bastard, but it's not a bastard.
Your mother's a whore!
Ah, yes. The search for Swamp Thing. War of the Green Lantern's aftermath.
Mother Earth is a whore.
Your mother's a whore!
Reign of Doomsdays and Rise of Oh, these are just like the greatest hits. Although Odyssey and Wonder Woman isn't bad. Doc Savage though they could have kept.
Oh man, even on the DC app, man, they give you the complete checklist of all the Flashpoint stuff.
As in, keep reading, keep scrolling.
Frankenstein and Creatures of the Unknown. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The only regular book that crossed over was Booster Gold.
Yeah. So I feel like Dan Jurgens had a hand in that.
Probably. That's the thing, though. It's like we didn't even get at the 50 for Booster Gold. He basically ended at like 47 or 48.
It was like so close, but no cigar, sir.
Basically, it's like nope. New 52 starts. Cutoff point. Damn it.
And they decided, like, yeah, it was like a whole thing. I was just like, ugh. Trying to be like Marvel. It's bad.
What?
Like, what they're when they decided that they're going to keep the legacy numbering, and I'm just like, ugh. So annoying. Because they kind of had to for Batman and Superman. Like, they kind of had to.
Well, they didn't at first, but then they brought. I love how it's like a lot of them they won't do the legacy numbering, but Detective in Action, man, they'll keep that. They'll be like, look, we're the only ones who hit 1,000. Suck it. I love how they'll keep renumbering Superman, but they'll keep the legacy numbering on Action.
He's like Spider-Man, literally. It's like, how many volumes of Superman are we at when we really didn't even have that many until very recently?
Exactly.
Very recently.
And meanwhile, Batman's still trucking along in like 137.
Yikes.
Hey, man, look, the only two right now, the only two who've broken 100 in this modern era are basically Batman and Nightwing.
Yep. Rightly so.
Yep.
Suck it, Marvel.
I'm like, you can't let Spider-Man hit 100, really?
I don't think we'll ever see that again in our life.
That last volume, I mean, I know, but that last volume, they hit like, what, 93 or 94?
Yeah, it was like, bro, what are you doing?
Give it 6 more months, then reboot. Jeez.
Like,
I'm
they're
surprised.
blowing their load over there. I don't know. Listen,
I was
Marvel's due for another downfall. I hate to be the one to say it, Phil.
surprised they didn't milk it. I'm like, you could have did a Spider-Man 100 and then
A triple stuffed
yes, you could have charged whatever for that.
giant 100 page,
And then the next month would be Spider-Man #1 again, and that would have been oversized or something.
with variants. I know, like they just like it shocks me the things that they do and don't do, I guess.
Because we had to renumber for Zeb freaking Wells.
Well, we're gonna renumber after he's gone too, so
Our whole family can suck it.
his wife did nothing wrong. Don't you dare.
She married the devil.
So she can burn with him. Wow, Phil. Wow. That is King Petty for you.
She didn't rip that Spider-Man script out of his hand.
I'm pretty sure he told no one, because if he did, they would have been like, well, editorial agreed with it, but allegedly, apparently,
I'm gonna kill this young teenage girl of color. That's okay, right there.
Oh my God! Hey, man, what if this is like a Diddy O'Neill on vacation thing, and they just slipped it through, and the editor's gonna come back from vacation and go, "What the deuce?"
Well, I think everyone's aware of it now, Lilith.
Well, can't pull it back now, can you? It's too late.
I think they're tracking it down because, like, just this week, I was seeing all these articles about, oh, where did the leak come from? Because I mean, that thing leaked like 2-3 weeks early. Because everyone's like, well, the issues weren't at the stores, and
Oh yeah, it came from the call was coming from inside the house. I don't know if it's Zeb Wells' writer's assistant or
hey, we do
somebody in editorial. Like it's not us.
Hey, we do a Spider-Man podcast also, kids. So if you're
Stay
the hero,
tuned.
if you're the hero who leaked that, contact me. Let's talk.
We'll blur your face and give you a voice changer. You're the hero the city deserves.
I know. Even if you just write me a anonymous email, something.
Oh, I just want to touch on like that line in issue 3 where he's like, all the blood on my hands hasn't changed a thing, and that is the summation of Batman, right? And that is what the hope of Nightwing and the other Robins represent. Because Batman kind of does have blood on his hands. I'm sorry.
Well, again, I think that too. That's supposed to be
Jason Todd specifically.
Oh my. Well, I think too that's supposed to be a thing, a commentary on the Bruce Wayne Batman, where it's
or
like,
just
yeah,
vigilantism in general.
yeah, well, it's like, yeah, he could kill, but if he did, it wouldn't change anything.
Mm-hmm. He could try using his money to change things, because that's the only thing that changes things. But that's none of my business. And like I'm gonna say it, Oliver Queen kind of proved it. Just saying.
We need the money. Gimme.
That's
Oliver
true.
put his money where his mouth is. I don't know why Bruce can't.
Ew.
Just thoughts. Late stage capitalism, eat the rich and all.
Yep.
But no, overall, I mean, for the shocks and the twists and turns, this is so well done. Like, the violence doesn't feel gratuitous. It just feels like you need to know how bad this universe is.
Yeah. Again, is that what we needed an Azarello on this? Because I know, I mean, I've read some. He did at least one other Batman. So he's done a few Batman things, but sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, we're just doing violence for the sake of violence. But is it just because it's in Flashpoint, or is it just like, I mean, it makes sense.
It's just because it's in Flashpoint, honestly.
Yeah. It is, like we said, it is a darker universe. So
like so dark. Like you just keep reading and reading, and it just keeps getting worse and worse.
oh my god, I can't. If they really wanted to steer into the such a dark universe skid, they should have been like, yes, get Azarello, get Frank Miller. Let's really darken this thing up.
He did a lot of work. I think he started a lot of his work at Vertigo, right? So Vertigo's already like the basically the black label of its time, and he did Gangland. And then there's also like 100 Bullets, who he also worked with Eduardo Rizzo. So they had that established rapport coming into this as well. So and that thing, I think 100 Bullets went for like 10 years. So they and he also did a little bit of work on John Constantine Hellblazer as well. So he is used to that dark world. Also was like I think like Vertigo Crime. Also, and then he also did like some strange adventures and stuff. And yeah, he just like, and his stuff has always been a little dark. Like he even did like the Gotham Knights. I think he did a couple of them, or maybe it was just that one. But yeah, he did Gotham Knights. Number 35 was a little darker than usual. He also
Mhm.
worked with Frank Miller on Dark Knight 3, so
And I think
he's no
Azarello.
stranger to that.
Oh no, I think Azarello did like a Batman arc. It was the one right after Hush, like the original Hush.
I think you're right, but I think I'm most known for like Batman Europa, that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then he also did something with Joker. It slips my mind right now.
Oh yeah, he did.
It was
Yeah.
like a graphic novel or something about Joker too. So I think like I said, but that was after this, I believe, after Flashpoint.
Oh maybe. Well, again,
He did Broken City, that arc. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I was thinking.
And then it's also like he did the Gotham Knights Black and White one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say once that Joker movie hit, remember we were getting so much Joker content.
Well, and that, that's to be expected. And
Oh yeah.
like I can't believe they're actually gonna put out Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix. Like I guess it's the one that made the most money out of all the DC.
And Lady Gaga.
I mean, I think Lady Gaga actually. I really like A Star Is Born. Like as I touched on when we went over like soundtracks and stuff. Like she really surprised me. Like she was terrible in American Horror Story Hotel, but I thought she was really great. And I do think that she's a very excellent singer. I think hers like one with Tony Bennett. If you ever listen to that, the duets with Tony Bennett, just like Amy Winehouse, kind of. If you think, oh, I don't know if she can really sing, like singing with Tony Bennett, like. Like, yeah, she's got chops. So, I mean, I think it's weird that they're making it a musical, allegedly. I have to see. I'll have to see.
Oh, but yes, Brian Azzarello did do a Joker graphic novel titled Joker in 2008. Yeah. So.
Yeah, like I said, he had the backstory to like really pull this off. I never he doesn't strike me as like like a nerd, like a nerd, like I'm gonna put this in here just to prove that I read comic books as a kid to you guys. But he does do solid work.
Oh, and are we forgetting one of his most well known in the modern age works on Batman? Batman, damn.
Oh yeah, I kind of blocked that out, to be quite honest. Oh, he also did a really good job with Joker and Lex. He's the one that did that Superman Batman number 75.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a really great story. I love that story so much. It's so hilarious. It just really illustrates the difference between Bruce and Clark, how they deal with things.
Oh yeah.
He also did some Wonder Woman, which was pretty solid, and I always kind of wonder why they never brought him back for Wonder Woman, because I just really don't care for what like the last 3 writers on Wonder Woman have done.
It seems like a lot of like the last like what? I mean, ever since the beginning of the New 52, who was writing Wonder Woman in the beginning of New 52?
I couldn't even tell you, bud.
Okay, I thought that was one. But I was like, after that,
Wonder Woman suffered in New 50. Like I said, the whole Trinity suffered.
I mean, except for like maybe like a few, I'm like nobody like stays long term on Wonder Woman. So is that the problem where it's like we don't have anybody who's like in it for the long haul?
You know what? I think it was Brian Azzarello that started it in New 52.
Oh, maybe.
For the
Okay.
first volume. Yeah, I think so. That's like the first 6 issues I think he did do.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because after that, it's like I don't think anyone's really lasted.
Yeah. And he's the one, like I said, Cliff Chang did the art with him. So, yeah, I was trying to remember if it was at the tail end or at the beginning of New 52. Yeah, but it was Brian. And it was okay. Like he set it up, and then they kind of just failed that. Like, yeah, I think for like the Trinity, you need people to be long term. It can't be this rotating stable unless it's like doing all the greatest hits. Like you bring back Greg Capullo and like all those other people, and then you kind of do it that way.
And also, I think we need something like fresh and original in Wonder Woman because like
Well, I'm really interested about the daughter arc.
Yeah, I think it might be a future thing or something, but
like I said, we actually do need a Wonder family, like not just like the Wonder Girls, but like I always said, like we have the Wonder Twins right out there in the ether, but like what if they were actually her kids?
yeah. What
I think would be the more interesting thing to do.
Well, I wonder what they're going to be doing next because, yeah, Wonder Woman 800 comes in the rebooting of the new #1. Same with The Flash.
Yeah, look, you can't let Wonder Woman get to 1,000. You already like stopped her book, and she could have been at 1,000,
Well,
like right along with the boys,
well,
but they just wouldn't do it.
Well, every 50 issues, they're going to be like, haha, legacy numbering 850, haha, legacy numbering 900 till we get to 1,000. Yeah.
Well, but it's not the same. Like
I
I don't
know.
think they understand that it's not the same. Well, like I said, the Trinity, they don't understand anymore. They don't understand their foundational principles anymore.
The Big Seven, they don't understand anymore.
Oh God, don't even get me started on the Big Seven. Like it's a joke. Like I don't. When's the last time we actually had a real like Big Seven Justice League? I don't think I've had it in my whole life.
Well, I mean, we haven't had a Justice League at all since before Dark Crisis.
Yeah. And even before that, it wasn't like the real Justice League. Like I would say, like I said, I like Justice League Detroit. Like that's actually my Justice League and stuff, and Justice League Europe and stuff. But like, I mean, I had to go back so far before I was born to actually have like the actual Justice League. And I love those books, right? But they are very dated. Like like Starro, those adventures. Like I love them. You know how much I love a good Starro story.
It's before Crisis where we got
it's so weird.
Yeah, and then
like growing up, like you watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, right? And then you like go to read the comics, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, because from like Crisis until like you really didn't get like the Big Seven all together until Grant Morrison's JLA.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so like it was a long time and to be reading comic books before I actually got like that feeling back.
Yeah, there was at least 10 years there where the Big Seven weren't together.
Yeah, well, rightly so though. They were all going through their own little things.
Well, again, after Crisis, we kind of rebooted. We rebooted Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we got some hope on the horizon. Hopefully.
Yeah.
To get things, like I said, they really need to just pretend like the original Crisis didn't happen because they've been chasing their tail ever since.
Well, yeah,
but like I said, if they would have went forward with this Flashpoint as their actual universe, we would be living in such a different world. I mean, they would have probably even pulled it back sooner. They probably would have just went 5 years and then said, "Oh, we found a way to fix it, and we're gonna go back." You know what I mean?
Or would it have been the Frank Miller effect, where it's like if this would have sold so well, if they had kept going, would they have been like, "Oh, they love dark, kids. The kids love the dark. We got to give them everything dark. Dark Superman, dark Wonder Woman."
Like I said, it would have took them a good 5 to 7 years to burn out everything in that manner, and then finally decide like, "Hey, we're gonna go back to the actual status quo," because like it cycles and trends, right? Ebbs and flows, and that would have burned itself out eventually. But we would have got a lot more interesting ideas and premises, I think, from this universe than what we did with New 52.
True.
But yeah, solid story. Just like I said, Flashpoint was a solid event and so well thought out, more thought out than even the original Crisis event, as far as I'm concerned. And it just really shocks me what came after this. Like, so bad. It's so bad. Like, it made me stop reading DC Comics for a while. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
What, New 52?
Yeah.
I know.
I stopped reading for like, I think it was almost 2 years. 3 years, maybe?
I've heard that from a few people.
And then, because Green Arrow and a couple of other, and like Aquaman, they actually got a lot of time to shine, and really great writers and really great runs is what like kind of brought me back into the fold on that. But I was, and like they had canceled Batman Incorporated, so I really had a beef.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best Batman books ever written.
And just the Superman stuff, I mean, not to harp on it, but they got rid of so much character development and just...
Superman's kind of a character like you can't really take back to square one. You lose so much when you do that.
Exactly.
Like Batman, you can take him back to square one. I mean, you lose Nightwing and everybody, but you can.
That was like my big thing, like when they announced New 52 and they're like, "Oh yeah, they're going to reboot everything." At first I was like, "Are we losing? Is Dick going to go back to being the one and only Robin?" I'm like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but meanwhile, it's like, no, this new
Like you said,
universe.
the Flying Graces was a super interesting premise to jump off from, and I was just like, oh, well. that was kind of like what they were gonna base the TV show on. Is
Yeah.
like that's like a whole thing. It was like, oh, and then that never happened. So
Instead, we get Gotham Knights.
bro, like if you can't do a Batman show, do a Nightwing show. Like I don't understand. Like now, I'm not even talking Titans. I mean like a literal Nightwing show.
That's what I've been crying for. A solo
I
Nightwing.
don't know. Is it like is he under restriction too? Because that should have nothing
I
to
don't
do with the
know.
Batman 66. Literally, he wasn't even invented then. So
I have no idea.
why don't we have a Nightwing show? I don't understand. And we never have to mention Bruce. Like literally, we don't. I don't understand what's going on.
Why isn't Gotham Knights a Robin show? You know, you could have Dick and Jason and Tim and Damian. I mean, Stephanie Brown's
Why
already
isn't it
there.
based on the game? Yeah, exactly.
I told you, the minute they announced that show and what it was going to be, like, I think I was on Twitter. The Twitter
So
for
the video game, we're like,
the actual
yeah,
game was
that's
like, no,
another
that's not
business.
us. That's not us. No.
I mean, they would have been better just having the people that wrote the storyline for Gotham the video game write the scripts. Because you know what it is? It's the people that wrote Batwoman that are behind Gotham Knights. So that's why it sucks so bad.
Oh God! But again, it's like, oh hey, instead of using one of the 20 Robins, we're gonna bring in like a
Original character, yeah.
who's basically just Bruce Wayne adopted this kid, didn't even know he was Batman until he died. It's like, really?
Some detective you are, kid.
We're not even doing Alfred. Alfred's not in this story.
I mean, I get why we couldn't use Alfred, but we got to use Alfred in Gotham, so I'm super confused.
We used the Alfred in Birds of Prey.
I know. Up in the chat for Birds of Prey. TV show and comic book.
Yes.
And the movie.
Oh, we might have to do. Oh, we should do an episode of that either here or on Salty and Petty on Birds of Prey.
Oh, I could do a whole mini podcast. There's so many thoughts about that. No, I actually. Okay, don't judge me. I actually kind of like that show because it's all we had, man.
Yeah.
It's all we had.
I mean, it's Shakespeare compared to Gotham Knights.
It's Shakespeare compared to Batwoman.
Oh,
Honestly, it's Shakespeare compared to Supergirl. So, yeah, I said it. It had Shamar Moore, so don't judge me. Literally the only reason why I even started watching. I was like literally scrolling through TV one night, and I was like, "Ooh, Shamar Moore."
Oh my! Hey, there's
like, Birds of Prey. Okay.
Hey,
This isn't what I know from the comic books, but okay.
Hey, there's not an ugly person in that cast. Okay.
Not a single one. I was like, "Ooh, Harley Quinn." Ooh. This has promise. I was like, but why doesn't she wear a mask? I guess we'll find out.
And the frosting on the cake, Mr. Pitt as Alfred.
Yes. Honestly, yes. I love my beans. Yeah, we definitely should have a detour for Birds of Prey.
Oh yeah, we'll figure. Oh yeah, we're gonna figure this out. Yes.
On that note, though, you should probably give the kids their homework.
All right, kids. So yes. So this is let's see. Yes, next time it'll be the end of the month. So Justin will be back to talk Batman, all things John Paul Valley, Batman Shadow of the Bat 24, and Detective Comics Annual 6, and Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Annual 3. And
the whole time I was waiting on him to become friends with Steel.
Oh yeah.
I thought that would have been an interesting dynamic, but because like when he met Catwoman, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun shift in dynamics, right? And I thought maybe like he could have his Superman pal too, but like they never did it. I thought that because they're like both super strong and like you know what I mean, like they have a lot in common.
I guess, but Jean Paul was a loner.
Was he though?
Well, he's going nuts.
Well, so was never mind.
Well, what?
So was Steel, but that's none of my business.
He was going nuts?
A little bit. You gotta be a little crazy, right?
I guess. I thought I'd be more friends with the Eradicator. I love killing. Ah, me too.
Ooh, sore point.
Yes. All right, and then like I told everyone last time, we're gonna do more Huntress in July. We're gonna do the Robin 3
Boobs
miniseries.
out for patriotism.
We're gonna do the Robin 3 minis. Hey, all. We're gonna do the Robin 3 miniseries, Detective Comics 685 and 686, and Robin 17. That's a crossover. We're gonna do the Batman Huntress Cry for Blood miniseries.
Ooh, spicy.
And then we'll round off July with Justin and I will do Detective Comics 671 through 673 when Joker tries to make the movie The Death of Batman.
Oh man,
You can join us if you want.
I'll see what I can do. Really have time for.
And he gets all butthurt when he finally figures out it's not Bruce Wayne. All right, so yes, kids, send us your thoughts. And remember, Lilith, you can always send in feedback for those Justin episodes. Send in your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics on our website. Episodes, social media, merchandise, links to the YouTube or the Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon. Lilith is going nuts over there on Heroes Reborn. It's a madhouse.
It's going to get even crazier for the next couple months. We're going to be doing
that's
Thor
the death
and
of
Captain America.
That's the death of her kid, man. She's gonna scar herself after those Captain America reviews. All right, so find us. Find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right, Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you tracking down and killing people?
Oh,
Satire and parody.
I'm just a frilly old grandma. I only have Facebook as my social media.
See pictures of all my grandkids, the dogs.
Yeah, come friend an old lady on Facebook, Lilith Hellfire.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
Yes, follow her on Facebook.
Put it here.
Please don't.
Whoa.
Bigger is better.
And
shut your filthy mouth.
That's what Thomas said to Martha.
That's what Martha said when he's like, "Oh, he followed in my footsteps."
And shut your filthy mouth.
She's like, kill me now.
Good for that release.
Uh,
Coming out of the bush.
Whoa. We're not Australians. Calm down.
Ayo. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Come back 1 week. Justin will be back to talk more as bats, and then in July again we'll be doing more Huntress.
Thighs out for patriotism.
Have to give the kids the whole rundown of next month because wonder if this video will get more clicks and views. Flashpoint Batman.
We'll see.
I felt like there was a movie dealing with some way with this.
I don't know, man.
That's right. That closes out Daddy Issue June.
Yes. The end of Daddy Issues June. Happy Father's Day, boys. May your children not die in the streets of Gotham.
And on that though, kids, join us next time. Join us same bat time.
Same bat channel. We are the night. The Batman podcast.
Watch you.
Better be with the Batman you know than the Batman you don't.